everyone. Today we're making egg rolls. It's more of the ones that you get from the Chinese restaurants because we're using the thicker version of the egg roll wrappers. If you like the spring rolls, you can use the spring roll wrappers. It's the same. Do the filling first. After you season the filling, and then you're ready to wrap. I'll show you how to wrap it. It takes little practice to make it because it requires little practice to get the hang of it. I use this coleslaw bag. It's chopped up lettuce and carrots, which I don't have to chop anything. It's easier. But before we mix it, first we have to cook the meat. We want this meat to be very well seasoned, tasty. Cooked it first. And then I have to put salt on the vegetables to get all the water out, squeeze all the water out. So the filling has to be very dry. You don't want the filling to be too wet, then you break the skin of the egg roll wrappers. Okay, for the ingredients, we have half a pint of ground pork. If you don't like ground pork, you can use the ground chicken, ground turkey, whatever you like. I have 1 teaspoon of ginger, minced ginger, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. This is half a pint of mix of shallots and spring onions. You can use regular onions, chop them up, mince them. I have here is the wood ear mushrooms, or you can use regular mushrooms, chop them up too. And then this one is called the vermicelli clear noodle. So you just cook it in the water, hot water, boil it for like 3 minutes. It'll turn like this. This is the clear noodle. Just boil it until it's translucent. You see the clear color. Cook it for like about 2-3 minutes. When it's soft and it's noodle-like, then that's good. You can take it out and run it under cold water, and then all you have to do is just use scissors to cut it or use a knife to chop it up and mix it together. This one I just bought like a bag of the coleslaw mix. Egg roll wrappers or spring roll wrappers, wherever you have. Probably you're gonna need the salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, half teaspoon of the black pepper, 1 teaspoon of the sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. This one, okay? And I'll show you how to do it. Okay, now we have to cook the meat first. So you put 1 tablespoon of oil, about 1 tablespoon of oil in the pan. Cook the ground meat. If you're a vegetarian, you don't have to put the meat in, just the vegetables. So let the meat cook. And the garlic, ginger and the garlic in there. Until you smell the aroma, the scallion and the diced onion. Now is the time to season. Half teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of sugar. Shake or 2 of white pepper in there. Season it with a teaspoon of soy sauce. If you like the meat red, you can put some I have food coloring. I'm okay. I like it a little brown, so I put some soy sauce to get my color out. So for the cabbage, I put 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar to get the moisture out of these cabbage, so it'll get wilted and it's soft to wrap. You don't want it to be too stiff. You want it to be soft, and get all the moisture out by squeeze it with a cheesecloth. Okay, now look. After about half an hour to an hour, it's wilted. So I transfer it to this cheesecloth that I have. Squeeze the water out. Squeeze it out. Okay, squeeze all this moisture out of the cabbage. See all the water that came out of the cabbage. It's good. This is what it looks like when it's all dried up. So at this point, I add the meat that I cooked before. Put all the meat in. You can add these mushrooms are all chopped. Put it inside. The clear noodle is chopped. Clear noodle in there. If you don't have this, it's okay. You don't have to use it. Or you can use any rice noodle. This has some salt in there already, so you don't need too much salt. Of the sesame oil. The sesame oil in there. A spoon of oyster sauce. 1 teaspoon of oyster sauce, soy sauce, a tablespoon of soy sauce. Shake some white pepper or black pepper in there. Seasoning. Mix it up. Mix it up, it looks like this. Pretty well. Give it a taste test, see if it's salty enough. It's just right. This is to seal the edge of the egg rolls. The wrapper, you face this in front of you, but like a diamond. Okay, now scoop like a tablespoon at the bottom here. Maybe 2 tablespoons, depends on how much you want. You roll it up, you push it back, roll it up again, and then you push the stuff in. Make sure it's flat, fold it in, push it in, flat, push it in. Okay, now put some egg wash here, and then now you push it down, push it down, push it down, push it down, and roll it up like that. Okay? Okay, look. All the egg rolls are wrapped. To see if it's bubbling. After it's golden color, you can take them out, drain a little bit, and then you can eat it. Okay, so when these are done, you can eat it right away, or you can freeze them, and then whenever you want it, you can just put it in the air fryer and then fry them up and heat them up and then eat it again. So this is the final product, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to show you what it looks on the inside. Steamy hot. That is very tasty. It's good. It's really good. You have to try it. The wrapping part is kind of hard, but it takes some practice, and you can get the hang of it. This tastes just like the store-bought.